Last Friday, President Cyril Ramaphosa and his Ivorian counterpart, Alassane Ouattara, met at the Union buildings in Pretoria. The leaders highlighted the various opportunities for South African businesses to work more closely with Abidjan. Newzroom Afrika's business reporter Kopano Gumbi spoke with Ivory Coast Ambassador to South Africa, Sakaria Kone, to unpack some of the agreements between the two countries.
I think this was a very historic visit, and it's really a wonderful and a successful visit, in a sense that the two head of state really have spearheaded the relationship between our countries. They have encouraged the business community, they have encouraged the private sector to really come on board and make things happen for our two countries. And the legal framework has already been also put in place through the bilateral agreement that was signed. We have 6 new agreements that were signed, which now totals 15 agreements between South Africa and Côte d'Ivoire in less than 6 months. This is unheard of, and I think one needs to be very proud of that. And additionally, in the private sector, 2 additional agreements were signed between the private sector and the public sector in Côte d'Ivoire. So which totals 17 agreements between Côte d'Ivoire and South Africa after almost 50 years of bilateral relationship between the two countries. I think I feel very proud and very honored to be at the center of those achievements at this very moment in the history of the relationship between South Africa and Côte d'Ivoire.
Which kind of industries or private sector companies and skills from South Africa are you hoping to develop in the Côte d'Ivoire market?
Yes, mainly is agro-processing. The focus is really on agriculture. We are agriculture-based country. We want to really, the South African agricultural industry and the manufacturing industry, the packaging industry to come on board and really assist in processing our agricultural products, so that, we are able to be very competitive in the African and in the international market. And the two countries already, this market is sufficient for, is a very great potential for the business community. So this is from the agricultural point of view. But manufacturing and also infrastructure. We know South African got capability in terms of infrastructural development. And we want the South African business community in that area to also join hands and assist the Ivorians, and then through GVs, to really increase our infrastructural capability. And also you have the automobile sector. The automobile sector is also key. We know South Africa is a center of really in terms of manufacturing, in terms of assembling vehicles. So we really want the same to be done in Côte d'Ivoire, so that the Ivorian market becomes the center to service the whole of West Africa, because we have a getaway, from Côte d'Ivoire. You can service every West African countries, which is quite exciting. So these are some of the areas. And, if you look at also in terms of forestry, management of environment, South Africa is quite advanced with parks and management of parks. So in terms of forestry, that is also something that is good. And our administrative schools, how can we learn from each other? The National School of Public Services in Côte d'Ivoire and then the National School of Government of South Africa works together. Lesson learned, and how do we empower our public sector so that they are very competitive? How do we ensure governance systems are in place that can really provide better service to our people? And I think agreement was reached in those in that area also. So it's quite exciting sport, and we cannot say. And by the way, I'm congratulating Banyana for being the champion of Africa. I'm quite happy, and these are the areas where our youth can really work together, in terms of the sporting area, cultural area. So this is part of the African Renaissance drive. That's how I see it, because our principals are really committed to this.
I remember several years ago, Côte d'Ivoire was very well known for its cocoa production and then a cocoa value chain. Is that still the same now? Is that the processing you're looking to develop?
Yes, we want to increase the processing capabilities. We are still number 1 producer of cocoa of the world. We produce 40% of the world cocoa. So it's one of the backbone of our agriculture. And in addition to that, we are number 1 producer of cashew in the world. So, which means that, processing those only can really give a very big, impetus to the economy. And we want to see more partnership between South African private sector and the Ivorians, so that we can process more chocolate. We can have the best chocolate coming from Côte d'Ivoire and for the African market, starting from ourselves here. So I think this is something that really we're looking into, and the president emphasized that. President Ramaphosa also indicated that we need to really do more about that. And by the way, the Minister of Trade and Industry was talking about the research that were done in terms of cocoa and in terms of cashew, how good they are for the health. And I think we can do a lot together. Last but not least, mining sector. Côte d'Ivoire has got huge potential in mining, and it's a potential that has not been touched in. And now with the capabilities, with the experience and technical know-how of South Africa, really our mining sector can take off. And the same apply to gas and oil. We have had a massive discovery in the offshore of Côte d'Ivoire, and as of yesterday, there was a 25% increase in terms of discovery for gas. So we are talking about energy. So it's happening. If people have done it in the East, why can't we do it in Africa? Oil and gas should be really a blessing for the continent, and it should benefit our people so that we improve the lives of our people massively, as it's happening now in the East. So I think this is something that will really create excitement in terms of relationship between Côte d'Ivoire and South Africa.